Hello, all. Welcome to this episode of Inspire. In this episode, I'm going to pay a tribute to the great freedom fighter Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Born in Ratnagiri, he was also known as the father of Indian unrest. He was an exponent, a scholar of Sanskrit and mathematics. He wrote the Gita Rahasya and also the Arctic Home in the Vedas. He was greatly influenced by Swami Vivekananda and Dayananda Saraswati. In this episode, I am trying to see if these two great men, that is Tilak and Swami Vivekananda, meet each other in their lifetime. Yes, not once but twice did these great men meet each other. In the year 1892, Tilak says he was returning from Bombay to Pune. At the Victoria Terminus station, a sannyasin entered the carriage. A few Gujarati gentlemen were there to see him off, and they told Tilak that this sannyasin is going to stay with you. Swamiji stayed with Tilak for 8 to 10 days. Swamiji had no money at all. He was carrying only 2 pairs of clothes, a kamandalu in his hand and a deerskin. He was living a life of a parivrajak. When asked for his name, Swamiji would always introduce himself as a sannyasin. At that time, Tilak was a member of the Deccan Club. And one evening, he took Swami Vivekananda to the Deccan Club. At that time, it was one of these gentlemen, Kashinath Govindnath, was made a fine speech on a philosophical subject. No one had anything to say, but Swamiji rose and spoke in fluent English, presenting the other aspect of the subject very lucidly. Everyone was thus convinced of high abilities of Swamiji, and people thronged to listen to him. A few days later, Swamiji, who wanted to be himself during this time, because at this time he was trying to find answers to the questions that were moving in his mind. The purpose of his life was something that he was in search of, and therefore he told Tilak that he would leave soon. The next day morning he got up, and before the others had woken up, he had already left his house. It was after 2 to 3 years that they both again met. In between time, Tilak saw a lot of photographs of a sannyasi who looked exactly like the same sannyasi who had stayed at his place. In between, Tilak and Swami Vivekananda did exchange letters with each other, did exchange their thoughts with each other. However, today that proof is not available to us because it all got burned down and there is no documentation of this. But they did talk to each other, and Tilak writes that he asked Swamiji frankly, is this gentleman which is seen in the papers today, which is making waves across the world, the same Swami who stayed with me? And Swamiji wrote back stating that yes, I am the same Swami and I am Swami Vivekananda now. The second time that these two great men met was in the year 1901 when Tilak was attending a meeting of the Indian National Congress at Calcutta. He went to Belur Math to meet Swami Vivekananda. Both of them were great exponents of Karma Yoga. In Gita Rahasya, which is nothing but the Bhagavad Gita written by Tilak, an interpretation of the Bhagavad Gita as written by Tilak, he stresses on Karma Yoga. Swami Vivekananda was also a great exponent of Karma Yoga, and he always stressed people to work and to attain and move towards the goal. Both of them were great nationalists. Both of them were had great love for their nation. However, it is said that Swami Vivekananda's thought was all inclusive. That is, it included all the communities, all the religions that were living in this land. But Tilak's concept of Swarajya was more for the creation of a Hindu nation. As a tribute to Swami Vivekananda, Tilak calls him the father of the nation because at that time M.K. Gandhi was still discovering his roots in South Africa. I come to the close of this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Do like, share and subscribe. I pay my tributes to the great freedom fighter Sri Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Thank you very much.